This is kind of an old story. This is from last week, but I didn't feel like making a video then. Um, Natasha Cloud got Enos Cantor kicked out. By the way, Enos Cantor and Royce White are declared ineligible. So I guess the WNBA doesn't care about people who identify as a woman. I thought that was part of the whole ideology. You can just identify as a woman, and there you go. See, this is the problem with their whole accepting everybody. No, you got like if you want to. My whole stance is there shouldn't be a WNBA anyway. There shouldn't be any type of women's sports. This should be all co-ed. If you can't make the cut, then you can't make the cut. Then you can't play. But if you're gonna have women's sports, you should probably only have women in there. I think that's best. But so apparently Natasha Cloud just started blowing up at Enos Cantor, and then he ended up getting kicked out. She started it, and he gets kicked out. And this is the problem with the WNBA. Why would I ever want to go support them? Like, if they want to make millions like the NBA, and they can't handle heckling, you can't heckle these people, then they don't need to be making millions, right? I mean, they're not even athletically as gifted as the NBA anyway. I mean, I would rather watch the G League than the WNBA. The only reason I have any type of interest in the WNBA is purely political, because they're hyper politicalized. They're soft, they're weak, and they demand to get paid as much as men. And it's like, come on, man. You don't. You look at the games, they're not sellouts. There might be a couple sellouts with like Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese, whatever other stars they have, but it's not consistent. And it's obviously a new phenomenon for them to be selling out games, as far as I know. I don't follow them. I play the simulation. I play the video game, and I let the because I do my own little thing. I have my own universe going on, which is basically putting people on the teams that, like, the lesbian team, basically, the all white team, the all black team, stuff like that. I think that's kind of interesting. Am I racist? Well, you can think what you want. I don't view myself as racist, but if you want to, if you feel free to call me racist, I don't really care. You want to name call me? That's another thing too. Like, so I did fall into this algorithm of on TikTok of like getting, being pro-white, and then seeing a lot of white people disparage black people. Not necessarily generally speaking, maybe somewhat, but it's the ghetto ones. I think that's the problem. I think we're all tired of anybody that they're ghetto. Are we not tired of hearing their dumb music? We don't want to hear your music. Okay, we don't care about hearing you're not cool. You're cringe. It's not cool to be dumb. It's not cool to talk like you're dumb. So I thought to myself, this is the divide. They're trying to divide us. And it's true, like, I've known this, but you can blatantly see the division. You can see the lines drawn. And it's just like the whole thing that white people need to suffer for perceived things that happened in the past, not saying that white people have no part of slavery. I'm just saying like it was like 1.5% of white people who actually owned slaves. It was the rich people. It wasn't all white people. And it were so obviously blacks sold blacks to whites. So then blacks enslaved blacks. And that needs to be forgotten about. And it's just the white people that are bad. And I think that we're all tired of that crap. We're tired of hearing about, we're tired of having to walk on eggshells. We're tired of having to deny reality. Another thing too, Natasha Cloud, is why I wanted to bring her up as well, is it was pretty interesting when somebody, there was this thing going on. It's like a joke where somebody throws dildos. I don't. It's kind of a dumb thing, like throwing, but it's kind of funny. It's childish as hell. And she basically said that whoever does that is gay as hell. And the way she said it, it made it sound like she was demeaning the term gay. So as a person who is gay herself, it's kind of interesting for her to phrase it like she did, to make it sound like the way she did, that, when I was growing up, you said, hey, that's pretty gay. You know what I mean? Kind of, it's like a negative thing, kind of weak. Why are you acting gay? It's like a bad thing. That's how it was. And it's funny to see that come out by these people themselves. What it shows is there are a bunch of grifters in the WNBA. There are a bunch of they're trying to push an agenda that isn't realistic at all. It doesn't have any type of logic. We want to include everyone. Well, are you going to include handicapped people? Are you going to include elderly people? It's just inclusion. It's whatever. And my views are starting to change on things because, especially on women, I'm seeing how they're acting. I'm seeing how they're dehumanizing people, whether if it's their own kids, men in general, other women, because they don't support their values. And this is a lot of women. And I said it on my last video, it's like, you wonder why we're not dating you guys. You wonder, these people are complaining about depopulation, which, by the way, we still have, we're still growing in population in the world. So I don't, we're having less white people, which is a problem. I think that, it'd be nice to have a balance of races, at least, instead of it being 8% white in the world, it'd be nice to have at least 15 to 20%, 20% across the board. I think that would be pretty cool. What's wrong with me saying that? What's wrong with me saying, like, a country that has, let's just say like America, we have 57% white people here, so we should import 57% white people. What's wrong with me saying that? I don't understand, like, why that is a bad thing for me. Because it's like, it's the opposite too. It's like, hey, listen, same thing goes for Africa or any other country that doesn't have white people. Is, oh, you can go ahead and do the same thing there. You don't, you know what I mean? There's only like 2% white people. So when you do your immigration, only 2% of white people are allowed to go there. It goes both ways, and it's so stupid that like white people have to be held to like this different standard from everybody else. It's just like, we're all trying to be treated equal, right? But then white people have to be put down. We have to be neutered, and I think that we're all just tired of this crap. Like, I don't have a problem with all black towns, all black cities, all white cities, LGBT only cities. I think that that's actually a good thing. When I seen an interview of this European, and he's like fine with like immigration. With he said that nobody's an illegal on the planet. So like we definitely have to like you have your place where you have those beliefs, but I believe in borders like basically every other country. So and one day we can have open borders, but economically we're not there. When the robots do all of our jobs for us, and and it's not physical labor, then we can have an open border, and who cares? We have borders because certain countries, a lot of countries, just they're not that good. They don't innovate anything. They don't create anything. They're not really viable. Like they're just there. So you're not really doing anything. And not to say there might not be smart people from those countries, but you know, a country like this, you have to have a certain IQ. You have to have a certain IQ to live in China. You can't just have like a 75 IQ and then people and society expects you to flourish in an average IQ of a 95 or something like that, or whatever it could be. I could be in a, like I've said this before, my IQ is around 102 to 112, somewhere in there. Not that high, it's like barely above average. But like, I wouldn't flourish in a 160 IQ society. I would have to be helped along. So I shouldn't be in that society unless they want to help me. You know what I mean? Unless that's something that they want to do. It would be cool if we could take care of everyone, but that's not feasible. It's just not. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about? Oh, the whole, yeah, like I was saying before in some of my videos is, you know, I'm trying to get away from the name calling because it seems so childish, man. It's like I was listening to these TikToks, and this goes both ways, but I'm going to use the black people as an example. I would hear black people saying blatantly racist things to white people in their videos, and they don't get taken down. You know, saying all these weird names, like calling us like this and that, or this and that. And it's like complete name calling. And I'm just like, this is why I'm like separating myself from any of that, because it seems so childish. It's like a 7-year-old, a group of 7-year-olds coming up to me and start like name calling me, and it's like, okay, just move along, whatever. You know, it's when I hear like Myron Gaines sitting here, blah blah blah, anybody else, Andrew Wilson, just like calling people names is. I partake in this. I not currently, but I did. I'm trying to clean up my act a little bit, where I don't call people names. You know, I try to stay away from certain terms, like the slow term that starts with the R. You know, that's something I was using. But I think that I can do better with my language than roll in the mud. I am trying to work on my profanity as well. It is kind of hard because I work in a blue collar situation, so it kind of just comes out, you know. But the name calling, you know, that's something I definitely am trying to get away from, because I don't think it's very productive, and it seems very immature, to be honest. Like, that's what I was trying to get to, is it just seems so immature. Just sit here and just name call, just tell the truth. That's all you really got to do. And I think that because what name calling does is it really doesn't do anything. I mean, It did before, but if you're on the internet like me, I mean, you're kind of used to negative comments. You're kind of used to so on a TikTok, I said wound instead of womb, and everybody's like, "Oh, he said wound." It's like, yeah, I mispronounce words. So what? It happens. I was tired. I didn't feel like doing a jump cut. I just wanted to do a regular uh, flowing video. And yeah, I'm gonna make mistakes. It happens, and it's like it's just you totally avoid the whole context what I was talking about, and then you just went to something superficial, and that's where we're at. And it's you call me names, you can say whatever you want. You got a small penis, you got a micro penis, you're an incel, you live in your mom. You can say all these things, and it's like whatever. Okay, you can think what you want, but I don't care. Name calling me stupid, calling me this, saying racist things to me. Like, it doesn't, and especially if you call me misogynist or a chauvinist, it's kind of, like when you start calling me those things, I'm starting to feel like, yeah, I have a badge of honor. And another thing I wanted to clarify is a video I made yesterday talking about like rooting for the serial killers who kill. Like, what I was trying to say is, I'm not for that. Obviously, I don't want innocent people being hurt. But that's the same type of logic that these women, they're sitting here defending this woman who strangled her kids, and it's like they're almost celebrating her. So they're celebrating child. It's like our society is so evil that we're defending the criminals who hurt people, and then we completely forget about the rights of the people who passed away. It's like, the first instinct shouldn't be violence. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm getting off the topic, but it seems like the victims don't really matter anymore. It seems like their rights, who cares? You know, and I'm seeing these videos of these. It's just like, what about the kids? Do you not care about the kids? Oh, the woman, like, who, dude, are you serious? This is a problem with the feminine, and hey, these women don't understand that this shit is coming to an end either way. Like, we're gonna have some type of collapse if this shit continues. We have to change things up. We can't continue grandparents not having anything to do with their kids or their grandkids. We can't continue this like we are our own entity, mass spread. Now we can do this like celebrity thing or whatever, where yeah, you do your own thing and you're your own entity, you're completely independent. But for the most part, you know how hard it is to be a single parent? I think we need to stop. I think that our society needs to stop pushing this crap. It is extremely hard being a single parent, and it's like, if you're gonna be a parent, it's called sacrifice. Like, why do we go to work? Because we're sacrificing our time to provide a decent life for our kids. That's the point. And ourselves, obviously. And our future selves. You have a good relationship with your kids, then you don't have to worry about retirement, do you? Your kid, if you have a good, like, hey, listen, I know this is a crazy notion, but if you have a good relationship with your kids, and you have kids, by the way, which gays can't unless they, and trans people can't unless they adopt them. But if you have a good relationship with them and you raise them right, you don't have to worry about retirement. You don't have to worry about money. They'll take care of you. You think that if you think that they're just gonna let you go and starve and live on the streets if you provided a good situation for them, and now they're probably successful. They probably made a lot of right choices in their lives. I mean, that's what we have to. That's what we do, right? We try to make the most right choices we can in this life. But like honestly, you don't have to worry about providing for yourself when you're like 95 if you live that long. Because your kids will they'll gladly step in. They're not gonna let you. Hey, listen, you can be you can pitch in. Maybe you garden all day, so they don't have to. So you can like provide something to the family. Or help with the kids. Help watch the kids. Yeah. What? Oh, I don't want to. I just want to be by. Okay, there. If you want to just be by yourself, then just be by yourself, and you can send the text on Christmas or on your kid's birthday, like it really matters. Like it really fucking matters. Like seriously. Maybe they'll respond and maybe they won't. But yeah, you don't have to worry about it. Maybe slightly. But yeah, you could even get a little piddly job for like a couple hours a week, or donate your time. It's called giving back. You can't just keep taking. You can't just, you know what I mean? I don't understand why we got sidetracked from the whole point of kids are the future. I don't get how it became old people are the future. I don't get that. I'm not gonna sit here and sometimes I talk crap, but I'm not. It's the whole. This is another divide. Is the youth versus the old people. I'm not saying there isn't bad youth. So I'm not saying there isn't bad old people. But it's just like all of this division just feels so manufactured, especially when you go out in reality, man, and you don't really see it as much. It seems like the internet is just pushing this. And hey, the internet's supposed to be fun. Are you guys really having fun with the internet nowadays? I'm just curious, like, is technology really, I'm all about technology. I'm all about progression. I want to see things better. Like, I don't want to be going back to, indentured servants, horses having to plow fields. I like technology. I like having vaccines that eliminate polio or prevent polio or the measles. I really don't want to go backwards, but I also am looking at technology and I'm like, dude, it really isn't like, how are things not getting cheaper in my own personal life? How are things my physical reality just getting more and more expensive? And it's just absurd when it comes to like healthcare. Like it doesn't even it's like a joke. I gotta pay a weekly premium, plus I gotta pay a deductible and copay. Like, what are you paying for? What is the health insurance paying? Like, what is the point? Oh, just because you need record like, what is the record profits for these companies gonna stop? And they're gonna stop like, hey, listen, we need to give back. You know what I mean? Like, we're just taking at this point. Like, do they not see the writing on the wall? Do they not care? You can't just I think they got used to record profits because of COVID, and they want to keep sustaining that crap. Hey, I'm all for people getting a little bit of a profit. Like, when I go to work and I work a full day, like I'm gonna do, like I did yesterday, but I'm gonna do today. My life should be a little bit better than it was yesterday. I get a little bit of a profit. I can save for my future. I can save for a rainy day. Yeah, I don't need to go to work and today and make hundreds of millions of dollars for this day. You know, that's kind of what it's like. Well, that's a little bit blown out of proportion, but like, yeah, like I shouldn't go to work today and make $100,000 for the day. I really shouldn't. It just makes things completely unbalanced. Obviously, if that was to happen, then the company loses everything. There won't be a company in the future, and that goes the other way as well. Like, if you just keep taking and beating the lowest people who produce everything, they produce all this stuff, they do all the jobs nobody wants to do, eventually you're not going to be able to find anyone to do these jobs. And no matter what people say, you know, like what I get paid, like the job I do it's a skill job. Whether people want, oh, you're not, this and that. Listen, where I work, the people are smart, okay? Is it repetitive work? Some of it, yes. But you have to be conscious with it. And it's like, it's changing. Things are changing by the day. What I'm doing today isn't going to be the exact same as I did yesterday. There's different systems. There's different machines you have to learn. And you can't learn this. You can't just walk in and be like, oh yeah, I got this. You can have a 200 IQ, whatever. You're not just going to walk in and automatically know how to do everything. It takes time. You have to learn. It's called learning. And you have these people out here like minimalizing truck drivers or my job. Like, you shouldn't get paid. Okay. And I get paid pretty close today in fast food, to be honest. Pretty damn close. Pretty close to the minimum wage of $15 an hour where I'm at. But it's not, the job I work is actually pretty important. Just like any of these other jobs, any of these other factory or warehouse jobs, service jobs. When you go to fast food or whatever, do they have robots working? No, they got humans working. People should be paid a livable wage. And we're not. We should be paid when we go out there and sacrifice our time. We should get paid enough to support a family, no matter what the job is. If that job can't provide that type of life for their employee, then that job shouldn't exist. Because why are we doing it? Are we doing it because we like to do it? Are we doing it because we think it's fun? No, most people who do these jobs do it because they don't have any other option. And nobody's going to work 80, 100 hours a week. You know, I just seen somebody say, ooh, like I hate these people. 40 hours a week is a child. It's a child schedule. No, you need to work 60, 80 hours. No, I don't need to work like that. 40 hours a week is plenty enough for me to survive. I shouldn't have to work 80 hours a week. I work 80 hours a week, and he was like, oh, you need to provide for you. Then they don't know me. What is the point? If I'm working 80 hours a week, what's the point of having a family? If I can't interact with them, what's the point of working 80 to 100 hours a week, getting all this money, if I can't have fun with it? What's the point of it? I don't see the point of working like that unless you're trying to get out of a situation. Like right now, well, I'm trying to better myself. I want to get my debt down. So, like, yeah, I'll work a little bit extra and maybe even take on a second job. Um, Working out is a second job. When you work your 40 hours a week and then go to the gym too, like, this is the thing that these people don't. So where am I supposed to get all this time? You know, you should go to the gym or work out at least 10 hours a week. I would think get your body moving around for like 10 to 20 hours a week. So that's a part-time job right there. And then I have to like do everything in my own life. Grocery shop, clean the house, maintain the house. You know, I have a pet. Got to make sure the pet's taken care of. Any kind of little stupid crap that pops up. Oh, I gotta get my taxes done, or I gotta get registration for my car, or I gotta get oil. I gotta do all this myself. I don't have assistants like these people. And these people don't live in reality. And we're supposed to be like them. Like, no, man, no. And don't tell me that I need to try to do all this to be. I don't want to be like you. I don't want to be like you. You don't seem like a good person anyway. You seem like you don't give a shit about anyone but yourself. There I go with the cussing. You seem like you don't care. So why would I ever think about being like you? You don't look like you have any type of empathy at all. I do have empathy, whether what people want to believe or not. I do have empathy. I think that we should have, like, LGBT people. There are some of them that have went through lots of trauma from in the past or being LGBT. Well, maybe they shouldn't be around anybody else but LGBT. Why can't we have our own damn communities? Look at Dearborn. Nobody's batting an eye about the Muslims basically controlling Dearborn. Nobody says anything about that. That's okay. Or Jewish people, they can have their own little community. Nobody cares. Why can't we all have our own little communities that we can be around people who think like we do? We can have our open little communities. There's nothing wrong with that. Having like places where people like who aren't going to get violent. You can't mix. I think it's the higher IQ people who can mix with people and tolerate different ideas and not get violent. Not to say that all high IQ people aren't violent or capable of violence. We see serial killers. But they seem to be more tolerant as opposed to lower IQ people who are ultra tribalistic. And that's what I'm saying is, like, we're not all high IQ people. Maybe we will be with AI, but we're not there yet. Are we there yet? I'm not happy with AI right now. I hate having to remind AI of different things I've already told it, because it just forgets stuff on purpose. I'm not happy with where technology's at. I don't see hardly any innovation. I just see, there's some innovation. You see videos of it, but back in 2023, I went to Checkers in Michigan, and I had AI taking my order through the drive-thru. I don't see any of these places implementing any type of robots. I don't see any robots out here. I don't see any robots driving in my city. Granted, I don't live in a big city. I live in a tiny town, but I still see lack of innovation. and yeah, the technology's out there, but it's not being implemented. I just think that, like, I think we need to relax. I think that we need to bring back some type of um, mainstream. Like, there really isn't mainstream anymore. A lot of people don't even know about the Lindsay Klansky, whatever. They don't even know about that case. I asked a couple people, and they didn't even know. So, like, there's okay, so like O.J. Simpson case, everybody knew about that. The Menendez brothers back when I was a kid, which I didn't really pay attention to. I'm sure the Ted Bundy case was a big deal. The John Wayne Gacy, these were big deals. People, as bad as it sounds, people need to be hypnotized. You know, as bad as it sounds, and I wish I was. I honestly, I wish I was back, being hypnotized and thinking. I like now. I have so much information, and I'm just. Am I happier now than when I was like still looked at the world with naivety? Am I more happy now that I have all this information? Information is good. I'm not saying information is bad. But when you see how things work, when I voted for Trump thinking there was going to be a change, and it's basically the same. It's a little. It's not the exact same as the Biden administration, but there's a lot of rhyming that has gone along with that. It's a lot of blaming. Like the Biden administration blamed the previous one for the inflation. Now Trump's. It's like, dude, Biden, you've had the economy for about what 2 years, and then you're complaining, dude. You've had 2 years to fix this. Trump, you're a year and a half. You've had some time to try to work on this, and you have done nothing. You have done nothing for our economy. Now I don't know if this is like huge, like if we're trying to be the world supplier of oil. I don't know. I don't know if that's what he's trying to do. All I know is, like, I don't know how people are sustaining this. Especially, like, when our wages don't go up. Like, you can't keep printing out money and the prices keep rising, and our wages, and I'm supposed to take the government serious when they won't even stop their like wild spending. Can we stop doing a surplus of $2 trillion a year? Can we stop that? Then I can start taking you guys seriously, and this is both sides. Oh, I see this thing. Oh, who has more debt? The Republicans or the Democrats? Who cares? You both have a bunch. Oh my goodness. The Republicans have a little bit more debt, or it could be the other way. They have a little bit more debt, which, will probably happen if, what's crazy is AOC. It will be crazy if AOC becomes president. That will be crazy. No kids, single woman becoming president of the country. Are you guys really gonna vote for that? I mean, whatever. Whatever. I think that if she tries to implement anything that she's talking about, there will be some type of civil war. No, we have to like break away from each other. You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. Like, people who want open borders, you can go live over there and have open borders, but we're going to have our borders here. We're going to be able, because like we only have so many resources. We can't just take food from our mouths and our kids' mouths to feed foreigners. And that's essentially what we're kind of doing. Whether it's the Democrats doing it or the Republicans doing it, going to war for Israel. You're taking food from us, our mouths, and our kids' mouths in the future by enslaving them. That sucks, man. Dude, I gotta be honest. If I didn't have any debt, I make like $20 an hour. I'd be okay. I could probably be okay on my own. $20 an hour. Not have a little bit of... I probably wouldn't have anything extra if I had no debt. I mean, I would be able to afford the crappy health insurance we have. But I might be able to have a little bit of a profit. It's not going to be a major profit. And I'm told I'm living in a I'm not in a capitalist society where I'm at. Whether it's a technical term or not, I mean, when all of my money goes towards bills, and by the way, my debt isn't all my fault. Some of it is, no doubt about that. Probably a good portion. Over half of it is definitely my fault. Is all of it my fault? No. These banks had these ridiculous APRs. 30%. Come on, man. Predatory loans. Taking advantage of us. Like, I don't have student loan debt, but like student loans is a joke. And then not to mention all the prices that have been wild ever since, we printed out all this money for COVID. And that's been, I mean, we've had these booms and busts before. But are we just kind of like, can we have a little bit of stability where we don't have to worry about like, who the hell, like, I'm so tired of thinking about economics. You know what I mean? I'm so tired of having to think about money and my retirement and saving for the future. And it's nice. I mean, if going to work actually produced, like when I paid a couple credit cards down. I had a little bit of extra money in the bank that I was saving because I didn't know what was happening with being sued. Which they could have wiped my bank account out anyway. But I had my credit limits being messed with, lowered, which obviously I expect. But I'm like trying to make sure I can sustain myself and have a little bit of emergency fund. Yeah, you got to have an emergency fund. I don't know what to tell you. Stuff that happens, you got to have a little bit of a buffer. Trying to pay all your bills off at one time is ridiculous. And this is another thing, like, it is unsustainable to have, like, no reward. I'm just going to go to work like I'm a slave and have no reward and take all my money and put it towards whatever and have like zero reward at all. Like, that is completely unsustainable. And this is what they tell you. They tell you, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. No, we need little rewards. This is where vices come in. Like me, I have everything I basically need. I don't need a lot of extra stuff. I don't really care about traveling. I look at like, who are the musicians traveling? The popular ones, they're just washed up people. I really don't care about seeing them. Like, I cared about seeing them 20, 30 years ago. But do I care about seeing a washed up version of somebody? You know, I left Ozfest whenever Ozzy came on, basically. Because it was like, dude, I didn't care about seeing some old man come up on stage, fire hose, like barely walking around, barely moving around. You know what I mean? The youth has the energy. I don't see any like young popular bands. And quite frankly, I haven't seen much. Like, where did they go? There's not been any youth that's been into making music. They just haven't been propped up. There's probably tons of really good music out there, really innovative stuff, really like creative stuff that isn't being put up because they wanted to put the rap crap out here and keep that going. Now we have the female rappers, like people. I'm so sick of women being in our spaces. Just go do your own thing, man. And it's like, if they're talented, that's one thing. But it's like they're just being put in there because they're a female. If they're highly talented, so if I'm watching a game and it's a woman broadcaster and she's highly talented, okay, whatever. But they're not. And I'm supposed to be like, this is fine. Whatever. We need to basically go back to having our own little communities and just growing our own communities, like I said. Everyone, I don't want to live next to LGBT woke people. They don't want to live next to me. So go live over there. You have your own. There's plenty of. Do we not have plenty of space here in America? Do we not have plenty of like open lands that we can like create communities? I'm just wondering, do we not have plenty of land here? Yeah. And the funny thing is, me talking about this stuff on here, like earlier, oh, you're a racist, or you, no, no, no. Because if you think that I'm going to pick a white pedo over, or a white little thug over a distinguished black man, who do you, like, honestly, if you think that I would pick, if I had to choose a outstanding citizen who takes care of what they take care of for myself as a partner, or somebody that's a degenerate. And here's the thing too, is like, people have preferences, and that's not racist. If black people want to be with black people, that's not racist. If white people want to be with white people, that's not racist. If straight people want to be with straight people, that's not that's not transphobic or whatever. Like, I think that we need we're tired of hearing that we fear. I don't fear these people. Just leave me alone. Quit pushing your stuff on me. I don't agree with everything you say because I live in reality and obviously you don't. You could live in the past. You can live in some like dystopia future which could exist, but it doesn't exist right now. Like I said before, I would have no problem if we get the technology where we need it to be, where somebody can actually go into a body that they feel most comfortable with. If they can take their consciousness and go into a female body, then they can have kids if that's who they really are. But what we have right now is barbaric. And it's honestly like, it's kind of like social media. It's like a test. It's a test run on the mass society. And I think we need to stop doing test runs on the masses. Whether that's technology or whatever. Anyway, that's it.